KnottyKidd,
Fanatic.
I'm from Las Cruces, New Mexico. Born over there, but raised here in Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona, born and raised. Native to the valley.
Royal Life Productions.
She said she loved me, that's a fucking lie. I can't take the pain away, sometimes I wanna die. I got ice in my vein, but money on my mind. You say you down to ride, but you say you down to ride. She said she loved me, that's a fucking lie. I can't take the pain away, sometimes I wanna die. I got ice in my vein, but money on my mind. You say you down to ride, but you say you down to ride. I said I'm tired of your lies, you don't even realize. I got hella bitches want me, but the devil is a lie. They just want me for my cash, they just want me for my life. They just want me for my cash, they just want me for my life. I can't get too close, might be trying to set me up. While I roll this fucking bus, take all the smoke into my lungs. It's sticky to my dumb, and all these bitches dumb. All these bitches sprung, all your bitches sprung, yeah. You say you love me, ain't no dummy. Tired of you, tired of you. You say you love me, ain't no dummy. Tired of you, tired of you. I can see it in your eyes, I can see right through your lies. I just hope you realize that you ain't gon' make it far. You ain't gon' make it far. I can see it in your eyes, I can see right through your lies. I just hope you realize that you ain't gon' make it far. You ain't gon' make it far without me. She said she loved me, that's a fucking lie. I can't take the pain away, sometimes I wanna die. I got ice in my vein, money on my mind. You say you down to ride, bitch, you say you down to ride. She said she loved me, that's a fucking lie. I can't take the pain away, sometimes I wanna die. I got ice in my vein, money on my mind. You say you down to ride, bitch, you say you down to ride. I said I'm tired of your lies, you don't even realize. I got hella bitches want me, but the devil is a lie. They just want me for my cash, they just want me for my life. They just want me for my cash, they just want me for my life.
So how long you guys been doing music?
Man, since I was like, I started poetry and whatnot when I was young, but when I really started recording, probably about 16.
Yeah, same. I was probably like 12 when I started writing, but I got into recording when I was like 14, and I've just been going strong ever since. Like, ain't never wanted to stop. It's just something I fell in love with and caught on to it real quick.
So how old were you when you guys like wrote your first song?
Man, I was young, bro. I mean, I used to do it kind of joking around, clowning on the homies and shit, because we do like freestyle battles and whatnot. But I was like, probably like 4th, 5th grade started, you know what I mean? That's when I started writing and shit, real heavy. So,
yeah, I started writing poetry when I was like 12, and I found out that I was real good at it. So it's like another thing that motivated me to keep going in my career with the music industry. Like that was the time I decided like this is what I want to do. I just stuck with it ever since.
So how old was you when you first hit the booth?
man, like I said, like 16, recorded my first song. Yeah.
I was 14.
It was a little home studio, a little box booth, you know what I mean? It was made out of wood or whatnot, but it was cool. He had like an expensive mic. I knew what he was doing, so that's what really made the quality A1, and that's what got me into engineering. You know, I was just seeing how the producer works, and I was like, man, I want to do all the knobs, dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was like 14 when I first got the booth. And that shit was funny. I was like in a closet, and it was like
to the side. Yeah.
It was funny because I used to put a blanket over my head and I put a sock on the microphone to try to get better quality out of it.
Pop filter. What you gotta do, man?
So is there a difference from you today and from you back then? Like
just the drive, I think. The drive, the motivation. I was in the union. I was making about $20 an hour in the union doing pipe fitting. So it was like really I was working here at night and I was working there all morning. I wake up at 3, 4 in the morning and go straight to work. And it became I was getting like 2 hours of sleep a night. So one day I decided like I was getting so much clientele. I said, I hit up Knotty and I was like, hey, let's do this shit full time, man, quit your job. And he's like, man, I can't quit my job. I said, how much you make a week? So I guarantee you'll make that. And then right away we was making money straight off the bat.
It's like, we discussed like a certain amount and it was like, if we can make this much consistently every week, then it's cool. I'll quit my job. I'll be able to do this shit full time. And that's, I called out. I remember I called out for the first 2 days, and that's what I told him. I said, I'll try this out for 2 days, and like, you know what I mean, if it doesn't really work out, then cool, you know what I mean, I'll just go back to work.
How much did we make in those 2 days?
In those 2 days, I made double the amount that we set, you know what I mean, when we discussed it. I made double that in those 2 days.
you guys made money from the studio, or
studio, just bringing artists through, selling beats,
okay,
you know, stuff like that. So.
And we do it all as a team, you know, so everything we do is like, we do promoting together, you know what I mean, we go out to these events together, and we do the mixing, the engineering, the beats and all that shit together.
you guys have a name?
Well, we're gonna start a record label here.
Yeah.
So we got a name and everything.
Hell yeah.
We're just kind of waiting to promote it. But yeah.
Gotta get all our ducks in a row real quick, you know what I mean, before.
But we got a couple artists already ready to sign. We have people that are willing to do the videos and all that, graphic designers. So we got a whole little squad ready. Just been putting all the puzzles, pieces of the puzzle together, you know what I mean?
So right now I just go as KnottyKidd and Fanatic, you know. Everybody knows us as KnottyKidd and Fanatic. So.
Yeah, everywhere we go, man.
So is it hard to find artists that's owning shit, then like, you know,
just driven?
Yeah.
I mean, at first it was, you know, I was just like, when I was doing this at first, I was just charging whatever, trying to build my clientele, you know, and then it's like you have artists that are here just like every now and then, they're like, oh, I'm gonna put an EP together, but never really do it. And then I just like, once I got good enough, and I knew I was like, okay, I'm hella good at mixing now. I know I can do this, you know what I mean? So I started reaching out to people that had a lot of clout around the valley. And I was just showing them my work, you know. I brought in Corey Blunt, shout out to Corey, but it kind of got to a point, like, I was just bringing artists in, like whoever at first, and then once I got really good at mixing, I started hitting up my friends from back in the day, like in high school, people that are still doing music and whatnot. And then I hit up Corey Blunt, Dange, Dizzy, and they know a lot of people around the valley. So I brought them in, and like, we just made a banger, crazy song. After that, slowly clientele just started building, more and more people. We work with Billionaire Black. He's from Chicago. He's done songs with Cardi B, Boogie with a Hoodie, and we did a whole album with him. We're getting ready to release it actually. We're gonna put it under the label and everything. So upon doing all that, just like people even in Chicago are starting to reach out to us. You know, New York, people are flying out here to start doing studio sessions with us. So it's a good feeling, you know, to see how far it's come in such a short amount of time and just giving it everything that we had, you know.
Yeah, we're definitely in the right environment too. You know what I mean? Like, we got the equipment, we got the quality. You know, so everybody that works with us is like, they're happy with our consistency and they always want to come back. But sometimes every now and then we'll get those artists that, you know, like they get their beats from YouTube or like they're just starting, you know what I mean? And those are the people that we want to reach out to the most, because we can let them know, you know, like there's money to be made in the industry and this is how you can do it. You know what I mean? Just lining everything up and helping the younger artists to get more driven about it and see, you know, like that they could really do it like how they want to. You know
starting to get clients straight out of high school that are still in high school, 17 years old, and now they're starting to bring all their friends in that are 17. Instead of spending their money on the wrong things, they're trying to mentor them and show them like, hey, you can get your music on Spotify, iTunes, all that, and get your investments back. Because these kids are already getting like 30,000 views on on SoundCloud alone. So if they actually put their music on a platform, we're trying to show them how to get paid off of it.
So how much do you guys charge for a session?
It depends really. It's like we charge 40 an hour, or you know, if they do 5 hours, we'll block them out for about 150. 10 hours, 250
to 300. It depends. Like we have monthly specials usually, and then I'll just let my clients know what we're working with. Sometimes we'll even include a beat with the studio time, just to hook people up and give them exclusive rights for it for like a really good deal. So any way we can help people out. If you want the A1 quality, TalkCat Studios, you know what it is.
So growing up, when you listen to a lot of rappers and all that, so who influenced you guys to do music?
Well, that's a good one.
So many.
Growing up, I was always listening to the music my stepdad would play. He was always playing like Sugar Free, DJ Quick, you know, even like people like Busta Rhymes. It was a large variety, but I was listening to a lot of West Coast music. And also a lot of like East Coast, how you would say, conscious music, like Immortal Technique, the lyricals. And then I personally listening to like people like Nelly, you know what I mean, with grills, or like lean with it, rock with it, you know what I mean. Like them is the type of things that help me as far as my image. But as far as like the content behind my music, it's a lot of it is influenced by like the stuff that I was listening to, you know, with my stepdad or, you know, with the homies growing up.
Yeah, for me it was like Eminem, 50 Cent, Bay Area rap, Mr. Fab, Chief Keef, not Chief Keef, Mr. Fab, E40, people like that, Eazy-E, Snoop Dogg. Dr. Dre was a huge influence on me, you know, especially because just like how he picks the music apart, you know, and the samples that he used. He'll take like an old school sample from way back in the day. He was doing things that people had never even heard of, the synthesizers and everything that he uses is just crazy. But it was like a lot of West Coast was like my big genre of rap, and also just a lot of underground artists, Immortal Technique, stuff like that. Nowadays, I'm listening to like Flatbush Zombies, you know, still like underground, you know, underachievers.
So jumping from that question, who's in your top 5 right now?
Right now?
Right now, of all time.
I would say, personally, my top 5 is gonna be Kendrick Lamar, number 1.
Kendrick for sure.
Number 2, Nipsey, R.I.P. to the man, you know what I mean? 3, J. Cole. 4, I'm gonna go with, I listen to Sir a lot. He's also signed with Kendrick Lamar. And number 5, that's a good one. I don't know if I listen to anybody else like that. Like, I would say Drake. Drake is cool because, you know, he knows how to tap into that emotional, you know.
He can tap into any type of industry sound too. He just has so many different flavors of sound. Yeah. So I think like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. I would say Travis Scott is crazy with it, just on like the whole engineering and production side, and like he engineers his own music, which is dope to me. I'd have to say of all time, I think Eminem. He made like a huge, he made it possible for all the variety of rap nowadays that you hear. And I'll say number 5, Lil Wayne. I think Lil Wayne also created a huge wave. I mean, that's what mumble rap is based off of. Everybody biking his style, the dreads, the face tats, everything, you know what I mean? It's all based off of what Wayne started, you know?
So in your music, what do you think your fans like get from it? Like, what kind of music do you guys make?
I make music depending on like how I feel, you know. If I can put out something that can relate, then it'll reach out to more people, you know. And I like to, you know, just like I said, you know, know, Drake was probably my number 5 in my top 5 because he knows how to tap into his emotional, like, well-being, and he knows how to put that out into the universe, and people relate to that, you know, like. And with mine, it's pretty much the same thing. Like, of course, my style is different, but you know, everything that I go through, everything that brings me pain, everything that brings me happiness, I just put that out on paper, and like, and really, I like to play around with it, you know, and like restructure songs, and like I'll record a verse here, end up taking it off a week later and putting something else there. You know, like I just like to get real creative with how I spill my emotions into this music, you know.
Like that song Lies, we cut that whole thing in half.
Hell yeah.
We literally did. It had a whole nother verse on it, but it was just,
and it's
like,
crazy because when I started writing that song, it was like, it had a totally different vibe. It was like some like stoner song or something like that. And then one day I was listening to some of the beats I made, and I was just like, this one's cool, I'm feeling it, but I'm not feeling what I wrote to it. Start going down my lyrics and I start rapping, and then I just put it together. It was like, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm always doing stuff like that with the music, though.
Yeah, me right now, I'm more focused on just the engineering aspect, and I'm trying to start this record label. I'm trying to just put everything in order. Like, we're making moves to Cali, we're trying to go on tour, so I'm just trying to like get everything in order. Then I'm gonna focus on an EP of my own. But right now, I'm just kind of taking a little bit of a break. But when I do rap, definitely just lyrical. You know, I like people that can relate to my music on every aspect. If it can help them get through their day, I'm trying to spit something positive that people can like listen to this and be like, it's not all the same recycled bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta have somebody that's preaching a positive message to people that are younger than us. You know what I mean? Because I have kids. You know, I'm trying to just like switch my music around a little bit so it's a little more positive. I'm still got my club bangers, you know what I mean? But you know, so overall, that's what I'm going for right now.
So in the music business, what is the hardest thing like to get into?
Like what do you mean?
Like how to make money, how you get people out there to listen to your stuff, the platforms.
Yeah, I think combination of everything, bro. It's like it's just hard out there for artists. People don't realize how much money has to be invested into this. Like, if you want that A1 quality, you're gonna come to a studio and spend that extra money on the quality, but then behind it, you're not gonna have a videographer just with his camera, like his phone out there, you know, trying to balance and create a video off iMovie or something. You know, you wanna invest, you gotta look the part, dress the part, and you just gotta be, it's kind of like a business aspect. You are a business, you gotta present yourself as one, you know.
At all times. It's like, I would say it's just creating an image is the hardest part about it, because it's like you said, you gotta spend money for the videos, you gotta spend money for the artwork, you know what I mean? You gotta spend money for the photo shoots, you gotta spend money for the beats, the studio time. Everything comes into play, and it's like you have to really carry yourself as your, you know, as your alter ego. You have to carry yourself that way, as if you were born that way, you know what I mean? And it's like you kind of you build an ego with your image, and you run with it, you know what I mean? So that's why, like they say, like, you know, when you come into this music industry, you really have to be all in with it, you know, and you gotta make sacrifices sometimes. Like, you don't make no sacrifices, you have no victory.
So on social media, where can your photos find you at?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Everything is the same as TheKnottyKidd. It's TheKnottyKidd.
Yeah, you find me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all that. Fanatic623, all platforms.
So anything you guys have to say to the camera? Shout outs, anything?
Shout out to all the clients coming through: Corey Blunt, Dange, Dizzy, Billionaire Black, all the youngins, K3, Poppy C's, everybody that's coming through. I appreciate
shout out
y'all.
everybody that's watching. Shout out Taz from Royal Life Productions for putting us on the interview and everything. Shout out Talkcast Studios for really setting up the environment for us to succeed.
Yeah, come through, book your session. You want the A1 quality industry sound, certified engineer. Got an A1 producer right here.
Need beats? Hit me.